Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floor. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your questions. Get seen on TV, YouTube, and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Support your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe
and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. Yes, you are. And guess what? I'm Cindy Cochran. Yeah. And it makes it all right. You know, it's all right with the world now. Hey, we have had rain after rain. You know, I'm sure it was the same thing in Noah's time. Everybody's saying, it'll never rain. What are you doing building an ark? It's never going to rain. It's never going to rain. I think now, I know Dallas, they're looking for gopher wood because in Dallas it has rained and it's become like they've had almost 19 inches at one place of rain and 10 inches. And we are just, like 3 hours from Dallas in Willis. And I'm looking, and those clouds look like we're coming after you. You're next. But we haven't had all the rain that they've had. But our ground just goes and it's gone. It's like nothing ever happened. We have these big cracks. We have that black dirt, that black gumbo stuff, and it loves the water it just loves the water, and it just mixes it up. And we have all these pecan trees all over the place, and it sucks up the water. So bless the grass is hard. I'm just having a hard time. But Dallas is just been deluged, and so I just hope everybody's okay there. And people that is horrible to be in your car, and it says, watch out, don't, if you can't see, if it gets black or anything like that, don't go in that water. But you're trying to get home and you get through there and they're stuck in their car in the water. And here come the guys with the boats and they're going to pull you out. You just better hope you got underwear on, and you better hope that you are, you and your mama says, always wear underwear. There's a reason for that. I saw some people being drug out of the cars that go like, I wasn't dressed for this. I'm sorry. But anyway, so I hope they're going to be okay. And it's funny, with Dallas and Houston, I grew up in Houston, and Dallas and Houston were always competitive. Dallas always thought they were better than people in Houston. We always thought that they were, and that they were horrible drivers in Dallas, and that they just go fast all the time. And Dallas people were always like the last one to get the new dances, and that's how growing up I saw Dallas. That was my image of it, and luckily, all my family live right there now, near and in it, and it's really not that way. It's okay. Just there are parts of it though that the Dallas people look down on Houston people, and I know that's true because they tell me, you're from Houston. Oh dear. Okay. Listen. Anyway, speaking of Houston and this side of Dallas, the Pearland, bless their hearts, the Pearland Little League, They made it to the World Series. They won their first game, the opening game in the series. And last night they got beat by Hawaii. By Hawaii! Who plays baseball in Hawaii? You surf in Hawaii. But they got beat by those people, and I'm so sorry for them. But you guys, you did great. You made it. You made it all the way there, so you should feel very, very, very proud of yourself. And I think that it's exciting because they're such an inspiration to so many other little leagues around town. And I know that the Astros even sent they sent congratulations letters and stuff. Can you imagine being a little league and get a letter from Altuve is saying he loves you and he thinks that you're great. So it's all exciting. Now the Astros, I don't know what happened to them last night, or maybe tonight they're playing the Twins. They're opening the series with the Twins. They had their rest. Now they got to get back on it because the Brewers almost swept them, but they didn't. I think it was it the Brewers that almost swept them? Everybody's shaking their head at me. Who almost?
Braves. The Braves.
The Braves. It started with a B. R. What do you want from me? That's why we have Jimmy the C. He talks and he tells you the truth. And tomorrow we're going to have Brianna Donahoe. Brianna Donahoe is like she is crazy about the Astros. She knows everything, every semblance of anything about the Astros. She also about the Houston Texans. She went to the training camp and hung out with the Texans and watched all of that. So she loves the Texans as well. And she's also an expert on setting up fantasy football. So she's going to be here tomorrow, and I'll get all the correct people in the right. I'm so glad y'all are here to correct me. Richard really loves being my fact checker. It's so hard to say. Fact, F-A-C-T, checker. And to make sure I say the right things. He's always listening out of one ear. You may think he's not listening to us, but he's listening to us. And my special guest today is going to be the Kirk Murphy. Kirk Murphy is the owner of the Golden Corral. I can hardly even say the Golden Corral without the juices in my mouth because I love that place. I really do love that place. The Golden Corral, and it's also called a grill as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. This is Kirk Murphy. Everybody welcome him. And there's so much cheering going on out there in the universe for you. So thank you, Kirk. And just thank you for opening up the Golden Corral.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Cindy, for having me today. It's always a pleasure to come in and talk with you, even when you come into the restaurant. You and your grandkids, just a highlight of the day.
They're right. Everybody goes up and gives him a big hug. They all think we're family.
Yes.
And so, and you have such a great camaraderie with all your waitresses and everybody there, and they've been there a long time. That shows a lot about you and the company, I guess, as well.
Yes.
Is that they like being there.
Well, we're going on our 9th year, and
wow,
and it's a blessing. Sometimes it's been tough, but God is good, and He's brought us through so far, and He's continued to bless us and move us in the right direction.
Well, He goes, I'm sure, if somebody's going to make roast beef as good as that, we got to keep them going, and we're going to help them all we can. And on Sunday, after church on Sunday, that's the place to go, because I'll tell you what, the first time I went to a Golden Corral and I got some of that roast because it looked pretty good, and so I thought, I'll try this. So I tried the roast, and I sat down, I took a bite of that roast, the gravy, and the mashed potatoes, like all one bite, and I went, ay. If I close my eyes, I think I was back at my mom's house on Sunday eating roast beef. It was so delicious. Yeah. And I thought, that's got to be a fluke. So we came back again, because sometimes, a restaurant isn't on its best day. But I have never been there where that roast beef, one, it's almost always gone because everybody wants, that's what everybody wants. And it's always got the same flavoring and all of that. That just amazes me how y'all do that.
Well, the good thing about Golden Corral is you have to hire people that has pride in what they're doing, the food that they put out, and making sure it tastes good. We constantly train and retrain to make sure we have the same consistency. It's not a dog and pony show. I have a lot of long-term employees that's been
Yes.
there for a long time. Even after the pandemic, 95% of my staff came back to me. But as far as the recipes,
But how long were you down during the
we
pandemic?
closed 7 weeks.
7 weeks.
7 weeks. Well, I'll tell you, the 7 weeks was a blessing in disguise. I don't ever want to wish anyone to go through this, but they gave us time to reflect. Myself and my other 2 managers and some of the workers, we went in and we just cleaned up the place real good and detailed and just changed a lot of stuff around. So when we do reopen, we'll be at 100% and the place looks good. And because most places, once they close, they don't go back into the building, they don't go and check. And my company wasn't that. We went there every day. Even if we wasn't open, we went there to clean and organize and just, make some changes. So when we do open, like I said, our guests will be ready and everything will be fresh. So I think that's one of the things that helping us be successful because we're clean.
Oh, yeah.
And I have OCD real bad, and and I'm a clean freak. And if something's out of place, or if something's on the floor, or none of my staff will walk over it. They see it, they will pick it up.
Oh, no. No, not even if the person in front of them is the one that spilled all that coming off the tray.
Yes.
The next one will come up and pick it up.
Yes.
That's true. But you were starting to talk about the recipes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the Golden Corral has to be consistent so that people go to Lubbock and they go to
Yes, ma'am.
Houston. They know they're going to get the same recipe, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who came up with the recipes?
Our corporate office.
And-
They come up with all the recipes.
Was it their grandmas that?
You know what? It's
Showed 'em what to
almost
do?
100 years for this company, so maybe someone grandmother did come up with the recipes, but I don't know who did. But I tell you, they are great recipes, and if you follow them 100%, you'll get the same consistency, the same taste every time.
That's exactly right, because that's what, and I go back as a taste tester for my community to make sure that they're going to have that same quality.
Yes.
They do. I could do QC for you anytime.
That's no problem.
Just let me know.
Well, you come, twice a week anyway, so that's tasting for me.
You know, Sam's going to listen to this. No, and the kids, I usually hide the Golden Corral sack before I go in, and then put it so that they don't think I've been to Golden Corral, and they want, why didn't you take us?
Right.
Why did you get to go and we didn't get to go? So, but I do love that place, and I think that there's so much about your company and the way you treat people, and they just keep coming back like I do. Now, what I loved so much was Veterans Day. I'd forgotten it was Veterans Day when I said, boy, it's full. And so I walked in, and all these veterans were seated everywhere. I was like, what? It's Veterans Day. Oh, that's right. And you were like one of the top honor. You honor the veterans so well. And I love that. And it was. And what do they eat for, like half off, or what is it you do?
Well, the great thing about Golden Corral as a company is we honor the vets. On every November, if it falls on Veterans Day, if it falls before Veterans Day, the vets eat for free.
Yes,
And
that's
we
what I
do
thought.
it from 5 to 9. So we honor the vets from 5 to 9. They eat, they come in, and they have fun. I don't know if all Golden Corral does, but myself, I have a live band. They sing, they dance, they have different skits that they do. They even get the staff and the guests involved in the skits. And also use Corral, Corral High School.
Conroe High School.
They come in and do the color guards and the
that's
national
great.
anthem, and we have someone to sing the national anthem. But the
That
main thing
is
is
great.
Golden Corral really takes pride in taking care of the vets.
Well-
If you come into my restaurant, I'm not a veteran at all. But I love the vets because if it wasn't from those guys, we wouldn't be here.
That's right.
You know, I have flags all over the restaurant.
Yes, you do.
I have a POW table that explains what the table is about, and people love it.
And you can buy things there that goes to the vets, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I also have a table set up when you first walk in the door.
Right.
If you want to give a donation to the vets, I have all the different branches, and you can just put a donation in, and it goes to them.
That's so amazing. That's so amazing. And I love that about you guys. And you also have a wall there with all these pictures of you with different people that you think, like, this is great. I don't know who they are. But it's you and somebody else.
It's called my wall of fame.
Your wall of fame. And why haven't I gotten to be on the wall of fame yet?
I'm just waiting on the picture.
Okay.
You in and out, and where's Miss Cindy? She's gone already. Some of those people that's on the wall, God rest their soul, they're deceased. And
Okay, I don't want to be on that wall. I'm sorry.
Well, wait. Let me explain. Some of them that's been coming, since we opened, and they become family. So once they passed away, their family still comes. And I asked them, I was like, hey, this was your parents' favorite place. You mind if I post a picture of them on the wall? So as you come into the door, you'll see those pictures of some of the people that has fallen. Some of the plaques are from the DAV, from Veterans Day. I also have some pictures with some of celebrities, Deion Sanders and the president of the company, Lance Chenary.
Wow.
And Tony Dungy. They were at our conference one time, and I was elected to take a picture with those guys, and I just posted on the wall. And I have different varieties of people that's on there, long-term people that's been coming.
Well, I hope I rise to the occasion. I mean, to be
it's time.
a celebrity enough.
Well, it's going on 9 years, and it's time for you to give me that picture. So that
for my 10th anniversary of being there, that would be really amazing. Okay, that's what we'll do.
Absolutely.
I love it.
We'll get it taken care of.
Okay, now the other thing that I think is really important that you do, I mean, besides make fabulous food and it all tastes like very homemade and all that, is that you have this camp.
Yes.
And the camp is?
It's called Camp Corral.
Camp Corral.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is for whom?
It's basically for fallen veterans, kids. We raise money, get donations to send those kids to camp for 7 days. And it's just, same as the vets, taking care of the vets' kids. Those has fallen and those are still here. And all of the Golden Corral, our goal is to reach 2,000 per restaurant. If you exceed that amount, then that means more kids go.
Right.
So we try to do more than the 2,000 mark to send as many kids to camp as possible. That just gives them time, away and have fun, and everything's on Golden Corral.
That's amazing. I love that. And when we come in there and you're raising money for them, I think that's so, I don't know, you just don't do that at restaurants. You usually don't go in and see all of that community that you have. You are really a part of the community, and that's really important. Now, when you decided that you were, you wanted a Golden Corral, you wanted it in Conroe, what made you choose the location you have is amazing. It's fabulous. But what made you choose Conroe?
Well, I didn't actually choose it. Golden Corral as a company chose, because we had one here before, and it did well, so they wanted to bring it back.
In the same place? Same location?
It was on 105 across by Home Depot.
Oh.
It was in front of the Home Depot, across from Luby's. So that was the original Golden Corral. So they decided to bring it back, and great thing that they have this spot right off the feeder road at 45 and Wilson, which is a good location.
Right.
I had no idea of that, the building being coming here. I was the kitchen manager at Golden Corral in 45 and Fuquay. coming to the company, my 1 year in, they asked me would I love to be the general manager of the one in Conroe.
Wow.
I had reservations at first because I just came to the company and didn't know if I was really ready to become a GM, but I was a GM with other restaurants. So
What are the other restaurants you were at?
Bennigan's and Joe's Crab Shack.
Oh, my goodness.
I was 15 years with Bennigan's and 6 years with Joe's Crab Shack. And then I decided to come over to Golden Corral. So in my first year, I became nominated to become a GM. So they wanted to send me out of town. I chose not to, and Conroe came up twice. And I spoke with my wife and the family, and was like, yeah, go for it. So signed the dotted line and came over started off as the general manager. For the first 6 months, just a general manager. Then I got into the operating manager partner, and that's when you become partnership with Golden Corral as buying the franchise.
So that you own it.
Not at that point.
But I mean, but that's what you're building to is
Yes.
to own it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
And what was it? June 18th, 2013. No, 2018. I became the franchisee and been the owner ever since.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
So, now, is all your family here in Texas, or are they?
Yes, ma'am.
They
Everyone
are.
is here in Texas.
Do they come eat here?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Is everybody trying to be real sweet to them?
Right,
And
right.
they get a lot of good service and all that.
Well,
No.
you know, it doesn't matter who you are when you come in the building, whether it's you, the CEO, the president, it doesn't matter. Everyone gets the same service. We don't look at a celebrity and hey, that's such and such. We need to give him really good service. That's not how we operate. We operate everybody on the same playing field. Everybody gets the same service or exceed it.
That's great. Well, I think that's what you instill in everybody, and how your staff. I mean, the way that they respond to you and all.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been always, every time I've seen, it's been great. I remember that Golden Corral where it was, the original one. We ate there before. Sam's parents just loved that place. So that was a while back.
While back.
Yes.
Yes.
A long time. I was wondering about, in the recipes section, I have to keep coming back to the food. There's some chicken that they do, and it's sriracha ranch.
Yes.
Is what they call it. I thought it was like Marcella. I heard that name. It sounded really fancy and cool, and I thought this has got to be Marcella chicken. But I was so worried about asking for the recipe because I always thought these are like secret recipes. You can't find out. You can't go and ask them how they do their steak or whatever. And so I finally said, okay, all right, how do you do this? How do you do the chicken? And he said, it's ranch dressing, it's onion and
Bacon
and bacon
and some parsley on top.
and some parsley on top. And you bake the chicken. Do you put all that on there when you bake it, or you bake the chicken first and then you smother it with that?
Well, you can either bake it or you can cook it on the grill. And once we do that, we saute the onion and the bacon, and we mix it with the ranch, and we pour it on top and top it with parsley.
Now, see, everybody. Now you heard that, and I tried to copy it down as he was talking to me and telling me, and I thought, I can't believe I'm getting this. Nobody else knows this. I'm getting this recipe, and so he told me. I went home, and I thought, that was pretty cool of him. He told me how to do this, and I thought, I'm getting this recipe, but he never told me how much of what to put where and how to dispense this. I didn't get that part of it. And boy, could you tell whenever I tasted it. They're like, Mom, you can't even, it was just too much of everything that I put on there.
Well,
So
I can tell you what's in it, but I can't tell you the amounts and, that.
do you have to sign a waiver? or
Yes, we
anything
do.
like that?
Yes, ma'am.
See, just like you have to sign here, you have to sign
Yes.
your life away. They can't do it. Now, what about what about the people in the back that are putting all this together and stuff? They have to sign waivers as well.
Yes, ma'am.
They do.
That's part of the contract.
Oh.
Yeah. Even if you decide to leave Golden Corral, you still can't, tell anyone the recipes.
You can't.
No, you can't.
Okay.
No. See, and another thing that people don't know about Golden Corral, that most of our product we do in-house.
Right.
Our steak, we cut it by hand. Our steak burgers, we grind our own meat and make our own burgers. The pot roast, we take a shoulder and we cut it and we marinate it and we cook it overnight for 12 hours and let it marinate.
12 hours?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, I have this perfect recipe. I bet people come to you and say, I've got a great recipe to let you need to try this recipe. Do they do that to you?
They do, but
but you can't deviate from.
We have specific matrix and guidelines that we have to follow. We can't just put our menu or our product on the buffet. So we have to get it okayed, and recipes have to be written and submitted, and then once that happens, then if it's okay with the rest of the country, then it can go on to the buffet. But we can't just go in and just put. Well, now wait a minute. Want.
So you say if like I submitted a recipe to something, and then you take that, you write that down, you submit that to the corporation and see what they think about it, and then if they go like, "This is the best I've ever tasted. This is great," how much money do I make?
You know that I don't know. I don't know how much that is.
Maybe the only royalty, no. But I see the roast. I watch my mom make roast every Sunday. So, okay, so I was going to be the one to take over that recipe and do that. And it was so, I realized how simple it was. It wasn't, I didn't respect my mom, but she did it this way every time. But it was 6 hours to cook it at 250 for 6 hours. But 12 hours, at what temperature do you cook?
We cook it at 400, and we cook it in a it's like a steamer. We cook it at 400 and just make regular gravy, pour it on top, and let it go.
No, that's not regular gravy. You're using the rendering from that roast, right? You get some of that.
When we transfer it to the buffet line, yes.
Yes. Okay. That's why I always get the gravy over there. So, do you cook the vegetables with it?
No, we cook those
carrot.
We cook
that's
those
all
separately.
separate.
Yes.
Okay, and then you combine all that together.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is just amazing. Listen, you guys, if you have never had roast beef at Golden Corral, if you've never eaten at a Golden Corral, you got to try the roast beef. It's amazing. It really is. And and your desserts.
Yes.
There has to be a woman that's like my size in the back that's cooking those desserts, right? Is that right?
No.
I know it's not even skinny girl cooking those recipes. Oh my word! Your desserts, the chocolate. This is what killed me was the chocolate pie. Tasted like what when you go to church socials and there's some, Mama Fanny or somebody would make a chocolate pie and and that's what it tasted like.
It's like a mousse.
Yeah, but if you call it a mousse, it's not like the
well, the texture.
The texture of it, yes.
Yeah.
No, but that is amazing. And then all the ice creams and this, you have every kind of dessert there is known to man.
Yes, ma'am. We have sugar-free. We have regular, cater to the kids.
Oh, brother, yes.
We have an icing machine that you can create your own dessert with the ice cream. Got the sprinkles.
And I just amazes me watching these people come in with their family, and they get these big tables out, on the back or whatever, and they sit there, all those kids and how many jobs they must have because it's not cheap to go to a restaurant. But Sam said, "Listen, I've got this all figured out. Golden Corral, I don't care where else you want to go. Golden Corral is going to be your best bet.
Yeah.
Because you just, how many times you get up and go get seconds and thirds and fourths and fifths that it just starts. Think of the cost that it would have cost you to
Make it at
to
home.
make it at home. Oh, and I love that part because I don't want to make anything at home. So if I could, I remember getting stuff and putting it in tubs that made it look like I made it, and I would serve it. And that's so bad. And I would serve it because I wasn't a great cook. Is your wife a good cook?
Yes, she is.
She is.
Yes.
Now, does she ever say to you, "This is what you need to have in yours. This would be so popular"?
Well, she understands that everything has to be okayed.
The process that
Yes,
goes.
yes.
yeah.
So she never says, "Well, you should try this," because she already know. It takes time. They have to test it, retest it, and
Yeah, well, you're around all that food all the time. You're
Yes.
around how many? Oh, good grief! All the stuff that you're around, and thinking, how am I going to go home and eat dinner? Because
right.
do you kind of pick and eat a little bit of
Well,
different things?
Being around the food all day, you don't have an appetite because you're constantly moving and you see it, and you're really not hungry. But the minute you get out that door and you're on your way home, that stomach just growling.
So, so what you're saying is the perfect diet is to come work for you,
Yes,
and that way you won't eat as much.
right.
With all that
Because,
food around
yeah,
you.
you see it. You just like you don't have an appetite. Yeah.
Oh my word!
And sometimes when I'm up at 6:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
I probably won't eat until 7, 8 o'clock that night when I get home, because I'm just really not hungry.
So,
You know?
how can you go that long?
I don't know. I'm just used to it.
Oh man. Well,
Yeah, just used to it.
well, that's you look really good. So I can see,
Oh,
I
thank
can
you
see
so
why
much.
he was like, okay, that's fine. I don't get that at all though, because that would be the most tempting thing. And I usually we try and get a table way across the
From the
way
dessert.
across from the dessert part. And Sam is skinny as a rail,
Mm.
and so he goes, "I'll be right back." I said, "I know where you're going. I know where you're going." He said, "Go get another salad. It'll be fine." And so he says, "And just get the like the carrot salad and all those things that are just so good. Just everything that y'all do, the soups you do.
Yes.
Who is your soup chef?"
Rocio, Marina, Juan, you know, they make it and they put it out.
No, they make it with love. They make it love. That's
Yes.
just amazing.
All of the cooks, even the servers, everybody love their job. They love being there. So, and I tell people because, you know, like you said, we get a lot of people from different Golden Corrals. It's like, why does your food taste different from the other restaurants? It's like, well, I can't answer that question. We all have the same guidelines, the same policies to follow, but here it's made with love.
That's
Because
right.
I came from the kitchen, and that's what I instill in when we're hiring someone. Be passionate, and you know, make sure you're making your food with love. Because one
That's
day your parents, your family might come in,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
and if they come in and you made that product and they don't like it, that's on you. That's shame on you.
You got to make it like your mom made it. That's just,
Yes.
you know, you've got to be like that. That's, I love it. Well, I love your place. I have always loved that. And then when we got to know you and you came over when we were at the other studio
Yes,
and you
ma'am.
talked about it. And now I'm going to have to stop by there on the way home, I'm sure, and get something. But that's what I was hoping, that everybody that's listening to this is going, okay, thanks. Now I'm going to have to go find, where's that Golden Corral? And they're in Michigan. And I'm like, sorry, you know, this is a Texas thing. And this is what we want to do this for this show, is to have businesses from around here. And on Thursday, we have Ashley and Seth. Have you seen the Moco? Because you haven't been down here. Moco, it just opened, Moco Food Hall. That place has got 6 different restaurants under one roof.
Okay.
And so they're gonna come on, and we're just, you know, we want to make sure everybody gets their chance at telling about their business and all that, because some people can't afford. I mean, I love y'all's commercials. I love your commercials. And Richard, I'm going to ask you a question, and you can just. He's going, oh no. Okay, so in one of their commercials, they have these guys sitting around, and they're trying. This guy's put the challenge out. What one food, if you could only have one food for the rest of your life, you're on an island and this is the only food that you can get to, one food for the rest of your life. And they're talking about, they've just been for this buffet and they have all this food around. And what food would you want if you only could have one food for the rest of your life? Would it be, I'm going to give you some examples because you're looking at me like, what? Would it be like barbecue ribs? Would it be fish? Would it be chicken marsala? Spaghetti? What would you want to eat? Every day, that's what you had. I want to slap him. He just, he let me go through all of that.
All right.
Okay. All right.
I would say water.
Water. That's what. Okay. He's on an island, and so okay. Yes. Okay. As long as you have water, that's all you need is the water, and you're not going to eat anything else. Just the water. You've got to have something to eat.
Yeah, but if I'm going to survive long term, I'm going to need
water,
fresh water every day.
Okay, but
I can get food somewhere else.
But I said food. In that buffet.
So let's clarify it. You have a magic box on this island, and every time you open that box, that food is in that box.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
So now it's a little easier.
I'm sorry. I should have painted a better picture. Sorry. Okay. Which would it be? What would it be?
That's tacos.
Tacos?
Yeah.
We have that.
That's
like
good.
Tacos.
You have meat and you have vegetable and
We have tacos as well.
and that.
You can create it your own way.
Yeah, but
Because you can use the tacos and you can make other food with it too. So if I catch a fish, I can use a tortilla for that. Or, if I catch a rabbit or,
okay. So, all right. Let's say your wife only could cook one meal, and that's all she knew how to cook. What would you want her to be able to cook? Okay, tacos.
Still
Okay.
stuck on tacos.
I said okay.
Tacos are great.
Mine would be spaghetti. What would yours be, Kirk?
Fish,
Fish,
fried or baked.
fried or baked. Just so it's fish.
Yeah, I love fish. Blackened on top of some dirty rice and.
Ooh,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, okay, that all sounds good. So if we combined but that was an interesting commercial because this guy that he kept asking would not give him a straight answer because there's a buffet. I can get anything I want here. Why would I get just one?
Yes.
Eat one thing, and so, but you do have so many. It's just it does make your mind spin because you have so much to choose from.
Is Golden Corral a buffet, or is it more of like a Luby's where if you want a main dish, you get one main dish?
No, it's a buffet.
So everything, I can get 10 steaks.
You can get as much as you want.
Dang.
Yes, that's what the buffet is.
Well, I think I've been there. I always, some places have like, you get one of this, but then you have unlimited of this.
Right.
No.
It's not like that.
The good thing about Golden Corral is we have everything for everyone. So you can bring your family in. Say, for instance, if, you want tacos or Miss Cindy want the pot roast so I want fish. We go to Golden Corral, you can get all of that and take care of everybody at the same place.
And still get as much as you want.
As much as you want. Yes.
As much as you want.
That's
is
Cindy's
always-
selling point.
Yeah. And that's what I explain to
had
people.
me at as much as you want.
Should be
that's what-
opening up that magic box every 10 minutes.
I explain that to people as well. You go to other restaurants, you won't be able to get soup, salad, desserts, main courses for the low price and come back and get as much as you want.
Is the price the same for all ages?
No. From 1 to 3 is $199. 4 to 8 is $539. 9 to 12 is $649. Adults, depending on the day, we have the early bird, which is from 11 to 4. That's senior price. If you're 60 and above, It's $9.79, and your drink comes with your meal. Regular adult with a drink is $14.63, up until 4 o'clock. Then
Now-
after 4 o'clock, it's we put steak and jumbo shrimp and ribs and sausage.
Okay.
All the
Ay,
premium
ay,
items.
ay.
So, on average, since you know Miss Cindy so well, how long does she stay there?
Cindy, get up.
I don't know if that question is going to get me in trouble or not, so I'm going to plead the fifth.
Well, how you can answer it this way: does she leave with the group she's with, or does she stay after the group leaves? And she's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna finish this. I'll see you guys in a bit."
But you can take it home. See, that's what's good is that you can do takeout too, and that's. But now you can't, you can't take out. Wait, what is it? You can't put stuff in the. You can't get a box and put what you've.
Right. Whatever you have, whatever you're eating on, you can't take it with you. It has to be weighed.
That's right.
But if
So
you
it has
want,
to be
if you
weighed,
want
yeah.
something to go,
You weigh it
yes.
before. So what's the limit?
It depends on whatever you want to put in the box. It's by the pound.
But that's included. I'm confused. So you pay again, or is it?
No, he's saying you can take if you want go. If I want spaghetti, and I'd already eaten some of the spaghetti, I wouldn't take that spaghetti home. I would go get some more spaghetti and go pay for that.
Yes, by the pound.
So you pay by the pound after
Yeah.
you've already paid your $14.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and it really is.
So you pay every time you get anything to go.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, and I go in there and just get stuff to go.
By the pound.
And so
That's crazy.
So you take this box. The box is already weighed, so it's that part of it. And I start piling on, thinking what foods
What
are
is it per
lightest food.
pound?
Before 4 o'clock, it's $5.49 a pound,
Okay.
and after 4 o'clock, it's $6.99 a pound. But when I see the look on your face because you're saying pound, when people get to go food, it averages around one and
Yeah.
a half pound. It's really not that much. It's really not that much in pounds.
No, it's
Is that-
cheaper to do.
It's actually cheaper than going home and cook,
Right.
then clean, and then put the stuff up.
Yeah.
Then
No, I get it. I was just,
No, it is. It's amazing. So on the way home, you can get
Yeah.
a full meal for both you and Holly, and it's just it's amazing. So I'm so happy y'all are here because it really does give us a place to go. And Sam said this is every place we've eaten, all the places, Luby's and everything else. This is the best for the money because you get such good food and as much as you want.
as much as you want.
Yeah, as much as you want. And you can, now, if you come in, y'all used to serve breakfast. Do you serve breakfast?
We still serve breakfast on Saturday and Sunday mornings.
On Saturday or Sunday morning. Okay, so you get there at 10 for breakfast.
No, we get there at 6.
No, I mean, if I got there at 10 to eat breakfast, are you still serving breakfast at 10?
On Saturdays it's 8 to 12, and Sundays it's 8 to 11.
Okay,
So
so,
you still have time.
okay, but what I'm saying is, okay, so I eat the breakfast food, and then y'all put out the lunch food.
Well, here's the catch. Here's the catch.
You know me, I'm trying to find out.
Well, before the pandemic, we were only doing breakfast from 8 to 12. Now after the pandemic, because crowd, I was putting out breakfast and lunch, and I'm continuing to doing that. So if you want to come Saturday and Sunday morning and you want breakfast or you want lunch, I have it available.
or how
See-
about breakfast and lunch?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Now you're just inviting Cindy to stay there for the crossover.
Yeah, I mean, but there's no crossover. Before it was, but now it's not a crossover because it's there.
So when you get there opening, there's lunch there.
There's breakfast and lunch.
Oh wow.
And then after 4, it's just dinner
Yes,
stuff. Yeah.
it's dinner stuff.
And that's
Well, after 12 o'clock on Saturdays, we go to lunch and then we go to dinner at 4 on Saturdays.
okay.
And on
okay.
Sundays, it's breakfast and then dinner at 11 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause
So-
that's the church
so-
people coming in.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
so at 11 o'clock, we take the breakfast
She wants
off
her
and-
steak at 11. That's Cindy.
and she'll get it on Sunday.
Yeah.
I want my steak and I want my no. I I love that place. I love it because your food is exceptional. And that's why I love having you here, because I can really, give you props, because you are amazing and the food is amazing.
Thank you so much.
And nobody's going to, text me and go like, I went there. I know they're not going to do that, so that's the only reason, because otherwise, if I had somebody else come up, you don't know what their food's like.
Right.
But I make sure, I've eaten there that long, that many years, and do not see any change or anything went bad, or, they don't have the same recipe, it's not as good. Who do you have cooking back there? It's never been that, ever.
Well, see, the good thing about that, like I said, Golden Corral, we have strict guidelines and strict recipes that we have to follow. Even if we do lose a cook and we bring a new one in, he gets the same training. And that's why we have the consistency in the food, no matter
Right.
who's doing it.
Right. That's what
Because we train them, we train everyone the same way.
yeah. I just want everybody to hear that. And hear it out of the horses, no, not the horses, out of your mouth, because I know that, your character and everything else, the character of how you love the vets and how you love these children and all that, is just brings so much family and like you feel safe, you feel like you're going to be taken care of. And that's what I love.
We teach servers or train servers that, you can go anywhere and, hey, my name is Cindy, and I'll be your server for today. But at our location, we try to create family.
Right.
And create that bond to invite you to come back. Mm-hmm. This is your home.
Right.
So I tell everybody, once you come in, you hooked, we're family.
That's right.
So-
That's exactly right.
So.
And those ladies, Flo, ain't got nothing on them, because they are Flo. Everyone has a Flo. They're so precious. I love them. I just love them.
Yes, ma'am.
And as soon as all my hair goes gray, I'm going to come be
Okay.
a server there.
All right.
If I quit coloring, it'd be there. Anyway, but, we love you so much, and
you so much.
just respect you so much, and just, give everybody a hug when you get back over there,
I will.
okay?
And thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. We're going to go to a break right now, and so that you can skedaddle. But I just thank you, and keep up the great work with those that children's camp, and for the vets and everything like that. So we love you. We will be right back. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and don't go away. Stay right there. Okay.
Hey, tune in to the Bridge Podcast TX Tuesdays at 11 a.m., where we are connecting commerce with community, interviewing business owners and leaders in the community, allowing the audience to peek behind the curtain of what inspires, motivates, drives these individuals to have meaningful, positive impact in this community. For more information about the show, log into irlonestar.com/TBPTX.
What is homelessness? Have you seen parents struggle to find a job without having transportation or childcare? What about the children sleeping in cars with nothing to eat? Families shouldn't have to struggle to survive, and children should not be homeless. Family Promise of Montgomery County serves the needs of homeless families and their children. Learn about ways you can help and learn about partnership opportunities at www.familypromiseofmc.org, or call our day center at 936-441-8778.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Mike from Dance Time in Texas. Join me Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floor. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
Yeah, we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. I love that guy, and I hope you go out and visit. If you're in the Conroe, go see Kirk at the Golden Corral there, and wherever you are, remember they're all the same, so it'll be perfect. I went to Walgreens yesterday, I had to pick up some medicine, and they had a new guy back there, and I drove. It was a drive-through, and the guy says, "Okay, here's your. I need to see your ID," and I said, "Are you carding me?" And he just started laughing, and I just looked at him like, "Why are you laughing?" And he said, "Well, I just have to make sure you're over 18." And he just, it was so fast. I said, I'm kidding, and I just started laughing. Told him he just made my year because I hadn't been carded in so long. When was the last time you were ever carded, Richard? You don't remember, do you?
Yeah.
You don't remember when you
I
were...
think the only time I actually get carded consistently is if I get alcohol at the self-checkouts at, like, a grocery store.
And they card you?
Well, I think it's because they have that auto... I don't know what the system they call it, but when you scan it in, it says, like, we can't do anything else until an attendant comes over here and enters their code. And typically when they come over and they enter the code, they're like, all right, can I see your ID? Like, I think it's just what they do every single time, which is fine.
Well, I mean, you're young. You are young looking, and with your hair and all that stuff. So I can see them doing that. But I was like,
well, they probably card you realistically because of lawsuits.
Well, they have to make sure that you're the right age to have this medicine, and if it has any kind of narcotic in it or anything like that, they have to card you. That's what's so weird.
No, I just prefer like regular beer sales and stuff like that.
Huh?
Like regular beer sales.
Beer sales?
Yeah, sales, like sales of beer.
Okay, yeah.
I always wondered,
I've never bought.
Well, I always wondered, like, you ever ask for your ID and then they scan it?
Yes.
I think it's like 1 out of like 20 times for me, and I'm like, I wonder why they scan it. Because I know why. I mean, I know why they scan it to see if it's real, but then if they don't do that the 19 other times, like, what's the kind of like?
Well, a lot of times they look at it really fast, like because they don't want to be doing this anyway.
As I'm saying, there's like the procedure for checking IDs is so different wherever you go. It's like if you're really checking for IDs, and it's a system, just scan it and it'll literally tell you yes or no.
See, but you go in.
It's all about accountability, I guess, in the eyes of the law. So it's like, whose fault is it if you sold this to a minor or?
Oh, right.
Something like that.
But at the Walgreens, if you go inside, they have to write everything down. They take your ID and they copy it and all that stuff. But if you do the drive-through, you put it in there and they go like,
okay, it's strange.
That's fine. You kind of look like the picture. That's fine. But when you go to, but you never been to a
Corral, they probably ask you because they have like a wall of people they don't allow in. And it's like, we gotta make sure this is.
They do at the little store. It's not Valero. We call it the little store. I don't know what the actual.
You mean like a corner store?
Yeah, like that kind of store, and they have people's big pictures, beautiful pictures of people that don't sell them anything because they didn't pay or they're wanted or something.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's so embarrassing. My goodness, it's in your neighborhood, and they said you didn't pay. So.
But I feel like that if I was on the wall, I would take that as a challenge.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, who pays attention to that?
Well, I don't know. But speaking of the wall, I wanna get on that Golden Corral wall.
For what? Like most pounds of spaghetti?
You almost said most pounds of what?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. No, I've never done that. But it's just so cute. He really does have his picture, and it's celebrities. You can tell celebrities and people of notoriety, and big people.
Who goes to Golden Corral and here is a celebrity?
You never know.
I guess. Besides you, of course.
No, I'm not a celebrity.
See, I think if he took a picture of you, he'd require you to get the food you usually get. Mm-hmm. And so there'd be like 6 plates or something, and it's just like that's how they get the picture of you. They see what the celebrity's eating all the time.
Right.
I can't believe you get spaghetti.
Yes. No, not spaghetti there. I meant like spaghetti that I would like to eat. Yeah. But because their spaghetti is like
It's crap.
No, it's not. It's not that word. That word. It's not that.
It's not good.
Just. It's.
Well, that's the thing about buffets. It's like you have so much real estate in your belly, so
Yeah,
you
that's
don't want
right.
to just sit here and eat bread.
No, but you like to try everything just to get a little bit of everything is great. It's a great thing to do. Tomorrow, Brianna is going to be here, so we got to talk sports, and I'm gonna try and beef up on my sports and know what's going on. I thought I did. I thought I had listened long enough to all that stuff. I'm really mostly interested in the little leaguers, and I was hoping Pearland would take it all the way, but they did great. They got so far. That's great. Anyway, we are going to be here with Brianna Donahoe. We'll talk about Texans and fantasy football. It's so amazing. This woman knows all about fantasy football. So you be with us tomorrow. We will be. We'll talk fantasy football. You got me all mixed up. He's going like this one. Fantasy football, and it will be a great time. Listen, you first responders, we love you. We really, really love you. And thank you for being there. I'll see you tomorrow.
I was driving through